For several decades, Nigeria's Africa's acclaimed economic hub has struggled with corruption and an epidemic that has swept through all sectors of governance at the federal, state, and local levels, leaving devastating effects on the economy and the quality of public service delivery. As part of efforts geared towards promoting transparency and accountability among civil servants and public office holders, the Raw Materials Research and Development Council has inaugurated and inducted members into its Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit this Tuesday in Abuja. Clevis Gloria Atta was at the ceremony and now brings us details.
For several decades now, Nigeria, Africa's economic giant, has struggled with corruption, an epidemic that has swept through all sectors of the public and private sector at the federal, state and local levels, leaving devastating effects on the economy and the quality of life of citizens. According to a 2012 report, Nigeria was estimated to have lost over $400 billion to corruption since its independence in 1960. Over the years, successive administrations have come up with a number of strategies and initiatives geared towards finding lasting solutions to the issue. Consequently, the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission (ICPC), one of the leading agencies saddled with the responsibility of tackling corruption in the public sector, established the Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit (ACTU) for ministries, departments and agencies of government as one of its strategies to tackle corruption in the public service using staff of the organizations. This is premised on the belief that those working directly in the organizations would have a better understanding and ability to identify cause agents of corruption within their organizations. It is against this backdrop that 8 staff of the Raw Materials Research and Development Council were inaugurated and inducted into the agency's Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit this Tuesday in Abuja.
Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit of will display high levels of personal integrity and accountability.
Speaking at the event, the Director General, Rmrdc, Professor Hussaini Doko Ibrahim, represented, said the induction is timely as it is being held at a time the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration is focusing on realizing the Renewed Hope agenda by paying attention to economic growth and the fight against corruption in the country.
The fight against corruption in Nigeria requires a paradigm shift and bolder actions to effectively address its deep-rooted and multifaceted nature. Merely acknowledging corruption as a governance challenge is insufficient. It is essential to recognize its broader impact on democracy, electoral integrity, social cohesion, and economic growth. Strengthening the legal framework and empowering anti-corruption agencies are vital steps, along with ensuring their independence and security of tenure for agencies' heads. Public denouncements, asset declarations, and media scrutiny must expose illicit wealth, while a proactive approach should be adopted to trace and sanction corruption while officials are in office.
In his remarks, the ICPC chairman, Dr. Musa Adamu Aliyu, who was represented, expressed optimism that with the inauguration, the unit will be equipped to fulfill its mandate of addressing issues of corruption in their organization.
They are supposed to conduct preliminary investigations or reports of corruption that are reported to them. They are supposed to conduct a system study and review of the activities of the agencies where they are there. They are supposed to also enlighten and dedicate staff of the agencies on and against corruption. These are what is expected of the actors, and this is part of the mandate of the ICPC at large in general to make sure that they curb and prevent corruption in Nigeria. It has been very effective so far, so good, particularly with the introduction of the Ethics and Integrity Compliance Scorecard that we use to measure the effectiveness of the actors in their establishment in terms of the conduct or in terms of the execution of their functions. That has been very effective so far this year, and we wish to continue with that administration of the ethics and compliance scorecard, so that we test and tax them seriously on the way forward toward the achievement of their objectives.
Speaking on behalf of the inductees, the Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit Chairman Abubakar Shehu Kolere pledged the unit's commitment to carry out their responsibilities with utmost integrity and transparency in line with public interest.
The fight against corruption in Nigeria is not a small task. So we will do whatever that is possible within what is available to us and the God-given wisdom, and using the members that were carefully selected. You can see from the members that were selected, they were carefully screened by the ICPC and accepted. They have a good track record of integrity and transparency. So I think those are the tools we are going to deploy to see what we can do and probably attain higher goals.
The event had as its theme, Integrity Pays. Gloria Atta, reporting for Clearview News.